there's no love lost between Taylor and Katy.
Ooh, no, and this so-called feud is already putting their super fans, the Swifties and the Katy Cats, at odds.
Oh, so they got backup.
Yes, they do. But how did this Hollywood girl fight start? Well, it was Taylor who threw the first punch.
One of the things that struck me about hanging out with her is that there is a side of her that she doesn't always show, and when she's kind of relaxed and hanging out, she can kind of talk a little or get a little feisty.
And man, is Taylor feisty in the new issue of Rolling Stone on Stan's Friday, going off about a supposed friend turned frenemy. Quote, she would come up to me at award shows and say something and walk away, and I would think, are we friends, or did she just give me the harshest insult of my life? For years, I was never sure if we were friends or not. So is Katy Perry hating on poor Taylor Swift? I mean, who doesn't like Taylor? Well, according to the pop country powerhouse's interviews, someone did something downright awful to her, and she's over it. And surprisingly, it's not about a boy, aka their mutual ex, John Mayer.
Some have said his heart's too hard to hold.
That is so 2013. She goes on to make claims about this nasty mystery gal. Quote, she did something so horrible, I was like, oh, we're just straight up enemies. And it wasn't even about a guy. It had to do with business. She basically tried to sabotage an entire arena tour. So now I have to avoid her. It's awkward, and I don't like it.
It's everything has changed.
Now, before the Swifties start saying, hey Thea, Tay-Tay could be talking about Miss Miley or Riri, well, slow your roll. This is what we know. According to reports, Taylor did have several dancers leave her tour for Katy's tour. Now, I'm told that's just a no-no in the pop world because tour dancers are like hairdressers. They know all your secrets.
When somebody goes in this industry and takes your backbone, which are your dancers, that's really a low blow. Really...
Then, making the story even more delicious, Katy tweeted out to her Katy Cats this mystery post today. Watch out for the Regina George in sheep's clothing.
That is the ugliest skirt I've ever seen.
Is it possible that the moral of this story is actually that John Mayer finds a way to wreak havoc in women's lives wherever he goes? I mean, maybe he's the real Regina George in sheep's clothing.
You know
I'm just saying,
what
throwing
this
it out
really
there.
means is that all this drama is going to manifest in the form of a song.
I hope so.
On Taylor's new album, 1989, it's called Bad Blood, and apparently it is going to dish everything.
In the key of B sharp. I love it. Kelty Knight all over this story.
Listen, guys, what do we know about Taylor Swift? She loves the speculation. She has a record to sell people, and now we are all talking about that record. And that is why Katy Perry in her first week sold 286,000 copies of Prism. I mean, fine. Taylor sold 1.2 million for her last record, Red. I am just going to sit back, eat my popcorn, and watch this passively, aggressively unfold.
Why is it that we all love a good girl fight? What does that say about us?
What does it say about you, Louis Aguirre? Come on.
Pass the popcorn, Kelsey.
Yeah.